Everybody. Welcome to another Kerbal Space Program Twitch stream. We'll see if we can actually land on any bodies other than home today. Who knows? It's been a while. I've been dealing with moving, so got that all, well, mostly completed and settled in the new place. So hopefully back to a normal streaming schedule, which most weeks is Tuesday, Thursday, unless, plans come up, and then usually one time on the weekend, unless it's a busy weekend, and the weekend times are much less consistent. If I'm remembering correctly, the last thing we did was design a mothership to create a satellite connection to minmus, I think. I guess we'll find out if that's correct. Yes, that's what we were doing. So let's open up this mothership. See how we're doing. Okay, so we had... That's right. Okay. It's all coming back to me. So we had designed these two little probes that should be able to do what they need to do to get into the minmus orbit that we want and have enough power and everything to continue transmitting, even on the dark side of minmus, at a... Gosh, what were they designed to be at? 200 million meters? No, what is that? Oh, that's the range. Right, they have 180 delta V inside of them, which is not very much. So then we will turn off these bad boys, and that helps not mess up the delta V calculations here. And I think we want disabled staging for that too. As long as I can still actually stage them, let's double check. We want to make sure we can actually fire those off. Doopy-doo. I also uninstalled Precise Maneuver because it hasn't been working. It's been throwing errors, and the mod maker can't fix it currently. And I installed Precise Node, which is... It has less functionality, but I think I'd still prefer it to the stock one. Anyway, can we decouple? Okay, it works. Sweet. So we'll go back to vehicle assembly. Yeah, whoa, that's a weird glitch. It's like a little bullet. Okay, so we want to figure out what the heck we're doing. Let me open up the delta V chart, which I have to find real quick. In Memento. It's in game data, I think. JNSQ, JNSQ dv.png, open, open with photos, or Windows Photo Viewer. Yeah, I did. It doesn't look like that's popping up, so that's the wrong one. How about photos? It's not popping up. No. Okay. How about... Well, it would have been one of those, actually. I doubt it was paint. Was it paint? No. K3D? Because I have it on OBS already, but none of these are hooking on to the window when I open it up. Is it just snip and sketch? No. Okay. I'll just have to create a new one. SPDB properties. There we go. Okay, so here's our DB map. And we are dealing with minmus. So we already know it's about 5K to get to 95 kilometers. And then it's going to be about 1,600 to transfer to minmus. And then from there, I don't know, 200 more. So 16 plus 2 is 1,800. So once we're in Kerbal orbit, we need to be comfortable 2,000 delta V. And capture refers to, like, if you were to land, so if you were to be in a transfer that has like a 0 meter periapsis, so it basically just touched the surface, and then at that moment you were to just kill all of your velocity with a suicide burn, I think that's what the capture number means. So, I think it says something up here. Low orbit insertion. Ascent covers descent, but is not to be assumed to include it. Total does not include descent and ascent. Okay. So 2K to get to minmus. Got it. So let me turn off the delta V map and pop back in. So this has 2,400 available. So we'll say 400 of that is allowed to be used for circularizing. And that's a 2.5 minute burn, which is pretty short, all things considered. I want to say I've already done all the things I needed to do, and I'm ready for scan sat and scan sat. Oh, did I ever figure out why I didn't have scan sat contracts for minmus, I wonder? Let's see if we can find that out. Because that would be very nice. And I apologize if my voice sounds a little weird. I've got an air conditioner running in the room. It's a pretty hot day, and I will toast in here. So there might be some background noise that's mixing with my voice. ScanSat official. There it is. Low resolution altimetry, multispectral ScanSat of minmus. Bam. Bam. That'll make us a ton of money. Extra 300 G's. Well, K's, I guess they're Kerbucks. Or in this case, they're Krybucks. Because, you know, I don't know what Kerbal Space Program is. It's Kerbal Space Program here. Oh no! Oh wait, okay. I thought the game crashed for a second. This game is very prone to crashing, even more so when you have as many mods installed as I do. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Okay, so where is the... Hold on. I have RCS thrusters. Do I have any RCS fuel? I do. Where did I put that? Oh, it's these things. That's right. Okay. That will allow for attitude adjustments. Because I nerfed RCS pretty hard. I made my own little patch. I don't remember if I talked about this, but I made my own little patch that divides all of the RCS by like 5, I think. So, and it makes it take more charge per torque. So it still works the same way, but there was a mod that I used to use, and I thought it was the semi-saturatable reaction wheels, but I went and got that mod, and that one does something very different than what I'm remembering. What I'm remembering is a mod that would essentially just, if you held the RCS in a single direction, it would further lose torque down to like 10% or 20% of its maximum torque in that direction. And then as soon as you let go in that direction, it would slowly charge back up in that direction. But you would never, like, it's not like turning the other way would charge it back up faster or anything. So it was just simply to prevent you from turning huge craft for like a long time. It was more just like to keep you kind of just doing small movements with RCS. But anyway, that's irrelevant. We need to get this thing, we need to add on, what, 5,000 minus 400, 4,600 delta V to this. So I think this is ready. Is there anything else I need to do? See, why is it saying those 63? That fuel. Oh, I didn't disable it. There we go. That's better. Okay. 2353. So now we need a decoupler, which still are not showing up here for some reason, so I gotta go into module decoupler. And then we want a fairing, which is in here. Payload, procedural fairing base. I am a fan of procedural fairings. And then we need a procedural fairing. I'd like 2 of them. And I actually prefer to have 4. I think it looks cooler. Or even odd numbers look really cool, like 5. Okay. So fairings are ready to go. Got a very, well, you all know what that looks like. Actually, can't I change this shape? It doesn't look very conic to me. Oh, that's cool. Oh, oh yeah, that's conic. It was doing the egg without asking. Gosh, the proton looks really cool. I mean, does that significantly change the weight? So the conic is 5740, proton 5763, 23 kilograms, not gonna matter, let's say. And then, what engines do I have any bigger engines now? Not really. Although, okay, so we need a circularizing engine on top of this. Maybe, hold on, I have an idea. So I think what I should do is keep, yeah, I'm gonna keep this in line. I don't know why it defaults to 1 meter. No one's ever gonna want a 1 meter fuel tank. And then engines. What I need is like a couple torques or terriers. Because generally the ascent is about half, and the circularizing is about half. Because orbital speed at that low altitude is, I want to say, gosh, I should look it up so I don't make a mistake. Let me pull it open. So we want link. Where are you? ASP calcs. There we go. Okay, so what we're looking at is minmus. We want Kerbin. You used to have a drop down there, but I don't know where it went. And add a apoapsis. We are looking at a speed of 3842. Jeez, that's intense. So almost 4,000 of that 5,000 delta V is orbital speed. I feel like gravity losses are gonna hurt that. Okay, so that's good to have. Turn this off. So that being said, circularizing is gonna take about 3K delta V, probably. Kind of 2K to launch up there, 3K to circularize. So then, what that means is we need a lot of fuel on our circularizing burn, and that probably should or shouldn't be in the, probably shouldn't be in the fairing, since it's that much. So we will put the fairing back on here, and I think we should make it bigger. Maybe I can do 1.75 or 1.875, and then, oh yeah, the swivel has new art. 320 for the swivel. Now I could try one of these liquid hydrogen engines. So what's the difference? So it's slightly lighter than the swivel. It has more vacuum thrust. And it has way more vacuum ISP. It is cost-wise. Gosh, I'm trying to right-click here. Cost-wise, it's similar. What if we tried it? Evil limit, shroud, boat tail, compact. So then, can I switch this guy to liquid hydrogen? I guess is the question. Where do I find that again? Oh, there we go. Tank type. This thing is all sorts of confused. LH2 oxidizer, is that what I want? Or just LH2? This thing burns LH2 at a ratio of like, what is that, 15 to 1? So we need LH2 plus oxidizer at about 15 to 1. Okay, so that's correct. So then, oh, I remember now. Okay, so the cost to liquid hydrogen plus oxidizer is more about the size of the tank that you need. Because this tank, you know, we've got a nice TWR of 2 to 3 for this stage, but only a delta V of 1700 because this tank is actually tiny. It's a tiny amount of liquid hydrogen. We need tons of it. So I could do like the Oh, I don't have all the shapes, do I? There's a shape that's kind of like a pill that I really like. But, you know, we really need it's bigger to get a lot of delta V out of it. I mean, we can get a lot of delta V out of it. That's 2,500 right there. And a 2-minute burn. That's not bad. 2-minute insertion burn per orbit. That feels acceptable. So then I need 2,500 below this. Now the other question, so let's do some comparisons. Let's put that to the side. And then, just for kicks, let's make a similar setup with a swivel. And this needs to switch to mixed for the type. And we wanted 2,500. Okay. So comparing the mass, we're at 19.5, and the liquid hydrogen is 14.8. Wow. That's incredible. And I want to say this is also going to cost me electric charge, if it works correctly. Because there's this whole boil-off mechanic that these hydrogen tanks have like a cooling cost. Crap, that was I just wanted to look at it. So there should be an insulation cost. Yeah, there it is. 0.84 electric charge per second. So that's good. Anyway, so the key to this compared to this, you know, this would be a lot skinnier. We have less TWR for the same 1.12 to 2.5, whereas this goes 1.6 to 2.9. And then this had a slightly longer burn time. And the mass is the huge difference. What about the cost? 62,309. This is 58,736. So it's a little cheaper. The liquid hydrogen has a bit higher of a cost. That's okay. So this will be a lot easier to lift into orbit in the first place. So this is what we're going to go with. But I am going to do a small... we're going to do a little thing here where the fairing size, base size 1.5 meters, so this needs to be a cone. Top 1.5, bottom 1.875. And the tank type is LHOX. Okay. So there we go. Now the problem is we don't have any... Maybe this should be... Oh right, that can't be. And I don't have procedural monoprop tanks yet. So I was thinking about RCS thrusters to be able to turn this. I don't think I'm going to need to turn it. This is just the circularizing one. I'm going to be keeping my apoapsis a minute ahead of me in the first place. And this has a gimbal. So I shouldn't actually need any attitude control on this stage. That's the hope anyway. So then, finally, we need a smidge more lift. So what can I get with solid boosters? Doubling. What if I just slap on the big big boys that I've got. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all. But what if I copy this? Do I have the fuel line things? I don't seem to have the fuel ducts yet. Or I can make an asparagus staged rocket. So I actually have slightly bigger engines. Gosh. So that one has a thrust to weight ratio. I haven't tried these liquid methane ones at all. So there's another liquid hydrogen. The liquid methane has worse hiss, but maybe it won't require crazy huge fuel tanks. So let's try methane. See where that gets us. Where my couple. Okay. Let's just start with 2. And throw these guys on here. Okay. There we go, liquid methane and oxidizer. So really what I want to compare is what's the comparison with this liquid methane engine versus this Erebus liquid hydrogen engine. If this was a liquid hydrogen and oxidizer. Okay, so what do we get? We get TWR of 5 versus a TWR of a little under 4. Delta V 765. Burn of 18.3 seconds. Okay, so liquid methane is denser, is the big idea here. I mean, the thrust, you know, if we get to the same delta V, which was, what was it? 765. And these have a little bit less thrust anyway, because they're fairly smaller. So we get 450 kilonewtons versus 473 kilonewtons. So not that much different, actually. At sea level, the liquid hydrogen ones are not quite as strong per ton. You know, because if you look at the thrust to weight ratio of the engine by itself, then the liquid hydrogen's a lot worse. Like even just looking at the vacuum in particular, it's exactly a 200 multiplier. Like tons times 200. No, sorry, it's not. Tons times 200 would be 450. So, I don't know exactly what the ratio is there, but this one's better. This one, you know, it's double plus another half. So, is that a triple? No, I'm just saying 2.5. Yeah, so there's about 2.5 times the tons gives you the kilonewtons if you move the decimal. This one is 3 would get you to 300 plus 225. Maybe they are pretty similar, actually. Well, I take that back. Regardless, I'll go with the methane ones just because they're smaller. We'll see if I can get enough thrust out of them. Okay, so length, diameter. We could just do these fat boys. Oh, we need ASL though, at sea level. I mean, with 2.5, we could do an engine plate. You know, do something like that. And then we got 2 of those. And that gives us a good TWR again. It seems that the insulation cost is also much smaller of methane. Kind of like this way, the way this looks. Let's actually put an engine plate though. Oh, I thought I'd unlocked like some procedural engine plates. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't see any. Although, wait, isn't this it? I could just scale that up. How much does that weigh? 320 kilograms? That's pretty heavy. I don't know if I want to add that when I don't need to. Okay, so then we need cones on top of these bad boys. So we need procedural liquid tanks. Top will be 1.25 meters because I'm going to put parachutes on them. Because we need to save all this money. We're sending a lot of money in these boosters. So we need parachutes. What is that? Not clicking on. Okay. It goes way up there. I don't know what's glitching out or why. I'm like literally not moving the mouse and it's doing that. What the heck? Maybe I should try some radial parachutes. I wonder if those can be set big enough. Okay, so top 0 then. The Kaiselton modules? Hello, Dr. Grundle. I do not know. Oh, yes, the Juniper's engage menu. These are all words that almost sound real. What am I doing? These need to switch to methane ox. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so then we need radial chute. Main spear chutes, landing altitude, that's all fine. How much mass is this? So that's 3.5 tons. Plus another 2, so that's 5.7. So let's just go with 6 tons. 6 tons at a touchdown speed of 5. Didn't quite work. And is it making each of those? See, this is where I don't know. Like, is it setting both of these individually to touch down a 6-ton thing? Or no? Let's, if I add a couple more. So do these have anything to do with it? Like if I delete these, then will it change this? I have no idea. Well, hopefully they work. We can do a test real quick, and I think we will. Let's put on our launch stabilizers. Parachutes go away. Those are the same stage. Okay. So let's try and just test if the stage recovery works on that. I'm curious to see. Guess we'll find out if this works. Hold on to your butts. Okay, well, those need some auto strut. Just need help. Maybe. It's really funny. Okay, well. I mean, give me some serious thrust. That's sweet. Liquid methane engines. What the heck? Oh, I guess we need some fins on the bottom. Guess we need some fins. Oh, that was bad. Wow. Woo, there it goes. All right, well, that was a impressive failure. The aerodynamics got a bit too heavy. All right, let's just pop some winglets on these. Okay, the way that I like to do this is right here. I need to take this off for a second. But only one of them. And then I can put... And I can put only 2 of these on. And then I can... We'll see if that works. Hopefully. We'll put a couple fins on here just in case. Alright, let's try again. All of this is just to test the parachutes too. Alright. You know, maybe the auto strut was the issue. That's creating some problems. What on earth? What's going on? Want to become famous? No, I don't. I'm gonna delete your message. Alright. So what's going on here? We need auto strut to the, let's do brand required. This should have auto strut to required. That'll help a little bit. Do I need to actually build auto or auto struts but real struts? Just to keep everything connected maybe? What the heck? Like, just double clicked on me. That should work. I think. Let's try it again. Hopefully things won't be so loosey-goosey. I might even need to auto strut a couple of the things inside of the fairing. That could be part of the issue. Really need Kerbal joint reinforcement is what I need. That seems to be a little better so far. Press down just a little bit. I'm loving these liquid methane engines. So cool. All right. Now we're gonna burn some liquid hydrogen for a minute. And we should be able to speed up time. Because again, all I'm testing is whether those things end up surviving or not, because that's a lot of money. And then if they do, I think we're good for our real launch. Ooh, whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't break anything. Okay. Let's get back to normal here. I want prograde, please. Okay. I just need to make sure I get ahead of those debris enough that those will re-enter and stage recovery will do its thing. We'll just burn the rest of this stage, and then I think we'll call it good. And we'll do some time warp. Stage recovered. Okay, there we go. So we get 20 grand back per stage. Wait. Why didn't that one... Hold on. That one was at a speed of 11.67. That's not good. I only got 2,600 back for that one. Weird. So why is that? They're the exact same, aren't they? Unless these are different. Base mass, part mass, 1.6. They are different. Why are they different? I don't understand. I hit apply to counterparts. 6, 5, apply. Apply to all symmetry counterparts. Okay, I think that works. All right, so I think we're ready to go to minmus. So we'll save this and we'll go ahead and launch and we'll see how this goes. So for minmus, we want to be in a little bit of an inclined orbit because it's not perfectly on the equatorial plane. And so there will be a certain time of day that we're going to want to launch so that we can try to line up a little bit with minmus's orbit. That will save me some delta V in the long run. So what I'm going to do is kind of zoom out a little bit until we can see minmus's plane. And we want to get to the point where... Nice thing is the moon provides a clear measurement of our equator because the moon is on a perfectly equatorial plane as well. So if we line up the moon with Kerbin with the minmus one, which is kind of like that. So somewhere around here is going to be the ascending node and descending node for an equatorial orbit. And since we're starting on an equatorial orbit, we want to launch roughly from one of those 2 points. So right about when this is up. I wonder if we do set as target, do we get that anyway? Yeah, that seems to be working. It's about what we want, is to launch right now. It's still saying 37 minutes, so I'm not sure exactly how that works, but now we can launch, and we're going to want to add a tiny bit of south into our launch to get onto the orbit that we want. So I'm going to save as minmus mothership. And here we go. Let's do this. Bam. TWR below 4. And now my time to apoapsis is actually already a minute, so I'm just gonna cool it for a second. And we are gonna pitch over to orbit prograde. Ah, crap. No, we're not. We're going to do a quick little loop-de-loop. And then we're going to use our engines to help us stabilize. Real spacecraft are not supposed to do that, I will tell you right now. Okay. And we're going to keep that apoapsis a minute ahead of us. Soon I can jettison the fairings. There they go. Should have slowed down before I jettisoned that. I don't know why 4 of them went and the other one didn't. Strange. There it goes. We're getting all sorts of wiggles. Don't know why. It's probably all these engines. But okay. So I can boost out of here. Still trying to keep that orbit about a minute ahead. This is where we want to match up our relative inclination. So is that up? Yeah. Go this way just a smidge. Get that inclination lower. That'll help us get a minmus intercept. Got 1 minute 35 seconds on the burn. It should be okay. We still got 40 seconds to apoapsis, but that's going to continue pitching up. And our relative inclination is still decreasing, which is good. Good, good, good. All systems are a go. Relative inclination down to 1.5. Four. It's increasing again. That's because we're not at the ascending or descending node. So we're just going to have to cool it and go prograde. 40 seconds on this burn left. Still 23 seconds to apoapsis. Should be able to reach orbital velocity at this stage. Looks like we're not going to, though. 700 more is only going to be 3,500. So we definitely were inefficient at our launch. But we're almost at orbital velocity. Here we go. We'll finish our orbital insertion burn. This stage, we shouldn't have to, though. I'm a bit concerned how much that took us. Okay, eccentricity is very low. Got a nice circular orbit. Let's jump into Park Commander and photovoltaic panels, extend. And then we want these bad boys to extend, comment. So these, I forget. Let's jump in and antenna. How much power do we have? 31. Wish it would tell me. Okay, whatever. We'll open that. Toggle magnetometer. Toggle radio plasma wave scanner. Do a quick save. Okay, so we are ready for our minmus burn. Got 2113 delta V. Oh, that was kind of named again. All right, so we need. Oh, we should probably extend these. That's the problem. Huh. This mothership total power. Why is it only 20,000? It should be way more. Something's not working. Why are these not functioning? That's a problem. $20 million combinable. And then these. 128 million mineable. Okay, stage recovered, 23,000, perfect. Got a lot of money back. And antenna helper still seems to be confused. Like, why is it saying total power 20,000, relay power 0? That's the part I'm concerned about. Maybe it just requires a scene change to update. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's go to the tracking station and then come back and see if those numbers update. If they don't, then I don't really know what's going on. Ugh. All right. So minmus mothership is here. That looks better. Minmus mothership. I guess antenna helper doesn't update, maybe, while you're in a scene. And since when we started, those antennas were not extended. Wasn't calculating properly. I don't know why it wouldn't, but they're giving me the right numbers now. Yeah, that's more what I was expecting to see. Total power, relay power, 362 million. We could easily reach to the planets. Okay. So, first of all, we just keep getting all sorts of science. So let's transmit that. Second, we need to turn this off. And third, we need to plan our maneuver. So minmus is out here. I can't remember, but I think it's like a... I don't know. It moves like 45 degrees or so. It would be really nice if it was at the ascending. Precise node, is that not working either? It's even updated for 1.12. What is it? Ugh, I really don't want to use the stock maneuver node. It's so bad. I guess we're gonna have to. Precise node doesn't seem to be working. Let's see. Yeah, it's not anywhere. It's so weird. It's even updated for one. Something's really weird with my game, because neither precise node nor precise maneuver are working. Regardless, we just need to set up. See, like, you can type, but there's no plus and minus buttons there, so it's just way worse. Way worse. Okay, so we need... Oh, we actually got something. Oh, that's the moon. Missed these buttons. Okay, so we do want scale to be a little lower. So that's the wrong direction. Okay, perfect. So then we also want to add in some normal, anti-normal. So that descending node decreases to, yeah, 2 looks good. Let's focus view on minmus. And now we want to manipulate this. Where'd my maneuver node editor go? See, this is why the default is. Oh, jeez, this is a mess. Why can't I keep continuing editing this maneuver right here? There it is. Oh, I want my maneuver mods back. This is so annoying. Just a little bit more prograde. Okay, that's close enough. I can easily shift. Because I'm going to want a polar orbit anyway. So that's pretty much exactly what I want right there. And I can easily modify that if the altitude's not right. Sweet. Okay, okay. So then start burn in 3 minutes. That's soon. So let's turn on some RCS. All just for this one little turn. We'll time warp forward a little bit. Oh, I can't stop yawning. Man. Must be tired. Okay. 1 minute. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. We're almost there. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hopefully this works. Wow, we are completely in the dark side. Does the sun even exist anymore? It's a nice peaceful burn. Getting there. $800 meters a second to go. $600. Try to stay centered on that maneuver dot. $400. I think we'll have enough for our insertion burn. 300. $50. 150 is where we start slowing down. Stay on that dot. 30, 20, 10, 5, and 8. All right. So there's our intercept. And so what we'll do is we'll add a maneuver node about here, and we can make some tiny changes to that so that we get into the exact periapsis we want. Which I want to say, can we find out from the ScanSat items themselves? 210 kilometers ideal. Okay. So we want 210 kilometers. For our periapsis. And how do we move this? Radial a tiny bit. Looks like we should do it. And then, ooh, there it is. Too much. Okay, a bit more. There we go. 200 and, gosh, this is so hard to get it exactly right. 10, 1, 2, 6, 8, 2095, close enough. Okay. So then we will speed things up a little bit because our burn's not for a day. So let's start with 100. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Alright. More. 5 hours. Jumps. 1 hour. 10 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. Okay, let's get oriented. Turn on our little thrusters. I assume we have plenty of money. Yes, we do. What's funny about the little monoprop thrusters is you end up slightly changing your maneuver node because of their because they're thrusting your ship a tiny bit. Okay. See, what I love about precise maneuver in particular is that you can literally, when you make a maneuver node, there's a button that hits snap to periapsis, and then you can hit circularize, and it'll create it such that you have this perfect circular orbit. And that's really nice. So you don't have to play with these numbers constantly. So we want that to be 210. So you have to move that to be exact. Still not perfect. Do radial a tiny bit. That's close enough. Okay. So 12 days from now, and we will be able to do that. Yeah, we lost another stage, but that was supposed to be saved. Let's go for it. 12 days. Here we come. There's us. Here's minmus. Approaching each other. Bam. Alright. There's minmus. 5 hours from burn. Shouldn't have any comms issues because the burn is happening underneath minmus with view back to Kerbin. 2 hours. 1. Okay, 10 minutes. T minus 1 minute. Okay, here we go. So let's turn those RCS guys back on for what will hopefully be the final burn of the minmus mothership. Three, 2, 1. 150. Slow down a bit. Slow down as much as I can. And there we go. What do we got? 208.76, 208.18. Close enough. Perfect. And then our inclination is 91 degrees, which is also perfect. So now what I can do is start scanning. And then turn on science alert. Transmit those bad boys. We've entered orbit of minmus. Yes, we have. So biome scan and low resolution scan are going to take a minute. Just started. Let's do a bit of warping. Oh, I should probably launch the satellites. Shouldn't I? Body, minmus. There we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere. What about the biome map? Why is it stopped? We're not out of charge. Surface in daylight? What? Since when has that been a requirement? What? Okay, well that's not good. That's really not good. That means I need to turn my orbit or like wait half a year, because unless I'm missing something, yeah, the sunlight stays, even if we go forward like a day or two, sunlight continues to be on the wrong side. I mean, it'll get there. We're almost there. We'll just let that keep going for a minute. There we go. We got our contracts complete. But yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, because the sun does not move relative to my orbit around minmus very quickly. So what are we looking at in terms of the percentage? Whoa, that is sick looking map. Oh, there's a visual. That one's new. Altimetry. That's so slow. Okay, so terrain is almost done. Biome is almost done. Cool. Okay. Now, what about science alert? Shouldn't that have been stopping like every 3 seconds? Oh no, because we're in space high. Right? We would need to be in space low. Yeah. Okay, so then the final thing to do for this mission is the space probes, so I can land a rover on minmus, potentially. So what we need to do is, once we launch them off, we need to calculate Exactly. Oh, look, there's Kerbin in the distance. So I'm going to turn on KSP Calcs real quick. We're going to exit out of the Delta V thing. Open this up. So I believe we were looking at this, and this is still correct, but we got to double check. So we're going to do an altitude of 2 million. Planet radius, yeah, that's minmus, all right. And we are at 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Orbital period is 178030, which we plugged in over here. Perfect. So then we copied those. Okay, perfect. So then this is the SMA that we have. And we want to be 154 degrees because that cuts the difference between the minimum and maximum phase angle at this altitude we want to be at. So we'll launch one and just leave it, and then we'll launch another one, and it is going to change its... Oh, hold on. First, we're going to have to change our overall orbits to 2 million for each of them. It's a cost of 91.5 delta V to do that. So I should probably do that in the mothership, right? Let me close down the calcs. This is finished scanning, yes. It says 99.7. Let's just finish it out. 99.8, 99.9, 100. Okay, I'll take it. Close enough for me. So then I think I can even get science out of those bad boys. Analyze data. Yep, get 30 science from that. Analyze data, 45 science from that. Okay. So if I had more delta V, I would go low before I go high. How much does it cost to go low? Low space altitude is 80. So if I'm at... so I'm going to go back to the calcs real quick. So if I'm at 210 and I want to go down to 75, it's only 20 delta V, 22 delta V to get that low. It was 90 to raise it. I have 276. Yeah, I think for science we need to do that. So we're going to point retrograde here. And then we are going to lower our periapsis to 75. Definitely cutting it close, but Minmus is a cheap planet to fly around. So 75. Bam. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys can't see this. Okay. And then it'll be another 20, so it'll be 90 plus 90. Okay. Yeah, this should only cost 135 total to do everything, so we should be okay. So then what we'll do is we'll speed up to rush to that periapsis. Even is the planet? Oh, I'm below it. Okay, periapsis coming up. There we go. Okay. So now we do retrograde again. Okay, gosh, the auto stabilizer plus RCS is a nightmare. Okay, so we'll slow down, get into a nice circular 75, 76, 77, whatever, that's all fine. And then we get to do a lot more science. Okay. Oh, it's not stopping the warp. The setting. Globally on, I guess. There we go. So we get 18 science for every biome on minmus, which is awesome. We keep seeing a lot. There's another one, Brown Highlands. There's another one, Lowlands. Basins, where are they? Ah, Minmus's basins. Beautiful. Continuing on. What do we got this time? Brown basins? Did we not get that already? Guess not. Carrying on. Doing laps around the planet. Oh. Okay, there we go. Mountains. So crazy. Alright, I'll do a couple more laps. I'm probably missing like a couple. We can find out here. Now, why is that saying 0 out of 15? I've done all of those. Oh, now it shows me. Okay. So what I want are... let's see. This one, orbital telescope. Minmus. Yeah, why is Kerbin there? Orbital Minmus. There we go. Okay, so we've gotten all the orbital telescopes around Minmus. Perfect. 11 out of 11 complete. Feels good. So now we are going to prograde orbit so we can get these little relay satellites going, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so we needed an apoapsis of 2 million kilometers. Well, 2,000 kilometers, 2 million meters. So we're close. I'm gonna thrust limit this a bit so we can have finer control. And one more time. Fine control, thrust limiter. Let's go to 5. Apoapsis height. And bam. Okay. So now we get to that 8, which is going to take a day and 4 hours. Okay, almost there. Bam. Okay, so now we prograde again. We ended up having enough monopropellant, which is a good feeling. And then we go for it, raising our periapsis up to the same height. Start with a little bit more thrust. And move it down. Okay, so we actually have a bit of vertical speed negative, so we want to cancel that out. I go into the blue half of the nav ball and try to get our eccentricity down a bit lower. Okay, so that's canceled out. So now I need retrograde. Still trying to cancel out this vertical speed. I created some from the RCS thrusters. Okay, that's going down. This is matching up. 3, 2. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get. Actually, that's not true. We could make it better, but there's no point. So, we can click that. And now we're ready to go. So these little satellites can go on their merry way. I usually save here because the satellites can explode sometimes, which is not a good time. But we can extend their solar panels. And then we'll launch this guy. There he goes. Oh, and he broke something, but he's not broken. It's because the antenna. Crap. Okay. We will load quick save too. They definitely need those antennas. So, put that back up. Okay, so I think what would be best is if we retract one panel on each of them. So there's no chance of those hitting. And then I should be able to actually part commander, decouple them at the same time, which will look cool. Oh, I don't know why they turned, but here we go. They look good. Okay. So then we move over to this guy and extend his other panel. And this guy's fine. I mean, his orbit is a little anemic. We will turn him to be prograde. So I did those decouplers wrong. They stayed attached to the wrong thing. So I need to enable this engine myself, I think. And turn on the liquid fuel. Oop, that's the wrong thing. That's not the wrong thing. Shouldn't prograde... Something's very backwards. I don't know what, but... I think the probe core is upside down. Is that what's happening? Because if I'm flying in the... If I'm slowing myself down, the periapsis should be dropping, not raising. So that was definitely wrong. Regardless, this guy's in a perfect circular orbit. SMA 2162. which we wanted 2160. So we can modify that smidge. We'll limit thrust to 1%. And just get our SMA to 2160. And the nice thing is your orbits don't have to be perfectly circular. The only thing that orbital period cares about is your semi-major axis. So if you have two craft with the exact same semi-major axis, then that means they have the exact same orbital period. At least I'm pretty sure. It's been a long time since I've actually done the orbital math stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Like, the circularity of your orbit is irrelevant to the orbital period, as long as the semi-major axis is the same. So I'll activate our engine. So this guy needs to raise this periapsis a bit. Oh, we need our fuel turned on. Yeah, see, it's going the wrong direction too. So I think the probe core is upside down. Oh yeah, it even... Oh no, it doesn't look like it's upside down. I don't know. But either way, we want our 2160, so let's limit thrust. Oh, there we go, 0.5%. 2160. Oh, I'm being dumb. We need to do the whole thing where we raise the apoapsis. Okay, according to the chart, to get 154 degrees away, we need... I messed with the numbers. Okay, so I need a new apoapsis of 3158,729. 3158,729. Okay, thrust unlimited. 3158. Another measurement that I have is the days and hours and stuff. So it's 5-day, 10-hour, 37-minute. Oh crap! It's still on the 6-hour day. I wonder why. I feel like JNSQ used to change it. Is that in the settings somewhere? Probably not. So 5-day, 10-hour is 10-day, 11 days, and 4. Yep. Okay, so that's the same. 11 days and 4 hours, 37 minutes, and 46.6 seconds. 37 and 46.606. So we need to increase our time by about 26 seconds. Wow, I went way too much. So you can see how easy it is to change stuff. So what I like to do is go basically almost radial, which will change your SMA very little. On top of having a low thrust, on top of having a low throttle, those three things combined can allow you to make very fine changes to your orbital period. So we wanted 40. Oh wait, we're on the wrong number of minutes altogether. We need 37 minutes back. Oop, there it is. And 46,606 seconds. So there we go. So then essentially what I've done is I've made it so that after one exact revolution, the probes will be in optimal position around minmus so that they can always reach each other and always reach every point on the ground. and both of them can reach back to Kerbin. So then we'll always have connection to minmus. So this is, I used to do it with 3 satellites back when remote tech was a thing, because there was no 90% occlusion. But as soon as you have less than 100% of the planet occluding your signals, you can make it work with 2 probes. So then there you can see the other probe is going, and I guess I could target it so we can see the phase angle change over time, but as we get towards our periapsis, we should see the phase angle settle in at the number we picked, which was, wait till we get to periapsis. And there we go. So we see his phase angle of 154.36, and we planned for 154.16. So we're off by 0.2 degrees. Dang it. I'd say that's close enough, wouldn't you? So now we need to go retrograde, or actually prograde, because for some reason this thing's backwards, to get our correct orbit back. Bump up the thrust a little bit here. So we want an SMA of, what was it? It's like 20, it was 2116. Yeah. All right, there we go. So we've established minmus probes. And we actually need to make some better what are they called? We need to make some better relays going around the planet itself. So we need to do the same process, but with really powerful ones that can reach to other planets going around Kerbin, so that we always have a good connection to the Space Center. Because right now we're weak because of KSAT 2, which is the one that's bouncing back to the Kerbal Space Center. Which, I wonder why... Where's Kerbal? Okay, yeah, so the Space Center's on the other side, so we're having to bounce it, KSAT to Lightning Bug back home. And Lightning Bug has a good signal, but KSAT doesn't. And I don't think Lightning Bug... Just curious now, but I don't... Where's the button for the... Oh, it's not here. Weird. I think it'd be a map view. Because it's... Wait, where's antenna helper? It's just gone completely. Strange. It existed before. I was just using it. Anyway, I was just gonna see if... Like, I don't remember what equipment Lightning Bug has, but it's probably not very good equipment. Clearly. Alright, well, let's go to the tracking center and use Station Keeper to make sure that those guys have orbits that won't ever deteriorate. We can make them exactly the same. And I've done that before where I, finagle it to get within 1 millisecond, but that's honestly a pretty annoying process. Okay, so minmus mothership to... I could pick which one specifically. I don't know if we can get to Lightning Bug. Oh wait, we don't want minmus mothership though, we want probes. Yeah, we can see their distance is much greater. Anyway, so what we want to do is Where's Station Keeper? It's not here. Station Keeping. It says it's on the stock toolbar. Sure as heck don't see it on the stock toolbar. It's not that. That's Waypoint Manager. It's none of these. Huh. It's weird. Let's put both. Still not seeing it. Let's go back and check it. Something's weird with the buttons. Oh, we got some nice science. That's nice. Okay. Station keeping gonna work now. No, see, some weird stuff just happened down there. It's like it doesn't care. Station keeping. It's not here. Huh. Well, what it does is it lets you set the SMA of your, space stations or whatever it is. But for some reason, it's choosing to not function. Huh. Let's try one more time. Now that it's set to use the Blizzy toolbar. Man, our space centers under green water or grass when I reload. Okay. So station keeping should show up. And place me here. It's not. Heck. Well, don't know what gives, but it's not showing up. So that sucks. So we'll just have to check their orbital periods, I guess, more carefully. Yeah, I need to bring those more in line with each other. So this guy we need to rename anyway. So we'll fly him. So we'll name him minmus relay sat 1 and 2, because there's also a scan sat. Okay, so this guy we want to give us some naming. Minmus relay sat 1, which is a relay. And then his semi-major axis is better, so we'll switch to minmus mothership. Switch to target. And then he'll be minmus relay sat 2. And then we'll get his semi-major axis more in line. Minmus relay sat 2. Okay. So then we want the orbital periods to match perfectly within a millisecond. because then within each orbital period, the most time you're changing is 1 second. And since each orbital period is 8 days, or sorry, 1 millisecond is the most that would change. You would need 8,000 days just to have 1 second different in your orbits. So that's a pretty good way to do it, I would say. So what we're going to do is that radial thing we were talking about. Thrust limiter down to 0.5 is pretty important, which is hard to get to. Oh, can I type it in here? I can't. It's so hard to get that 0.5. Oh my gosh. Okay, 1's gonna have to be good enough. So then radial. And we want to match up the orbital periods. So we got 8128 is mine, 8127 is the other. Need to go down a little bit. Which is on this side. 812711. 8127. Okay, we got 17, 15. This is going to be hard to get exact. Okay, 11,864, 11,764, so we can go a tiny bit on the other direction. Getting there. 839. 865. 860. Okay, I'll settle for 1 millisecond apart. Every 8 days they'll drift 1 millisecond apart. Every 8,000 days they'll drift 1 second apart. Every 60 something thousand days they'll drift a minute apart. And even if they drift a minute apart, that's fine. So I think we'll call that good. I don't know why Station Keeper wasn't working, but it was not. And so we should have a lot more funding now, which should help. And now we can land a rover or a probe on the surface of minmus, hop it around, get some good science from the biomes, and then that should allow us to probably do a manned moon landing would be the next potential mission after that. So, still no Station Keeper. Weird. Weird. Okay, well, I think I'm going to end today's stream. So, if you've been hanging out with me here on Twitch, thanks for hanging out. And if you're on YouTube, let me know what you think in the comments. What's that? Scatter. Okay.